Okay, this is lesson 3 from the unit on Aperture and ISO, which is unit number 3. We're going to learn how to display our project. So you're going to want to open up Google Sites and go to your photography page. So if you're on your home page, head to your photography page and come down below the last unit, which was unit 2. And again, I'm going to copy the title so that I keep it consistent along my entire website. So I'm going to come over to the left and click duplicate section. And then I'm going to change the wording to say unit 3, Aperture and ISO. Then obviously I need to drag that below unit 2. Okay, so now in here I want to add 9 images. So I'm going to have 6 images that are illustrative of the aperture that I understand 3 different types of aperture. And then I'm going to have 3 images that illustrate 3 different types of ISO. So a total of 9 pictures. So I'm going to look down here for a layout that works for me. And what I'm seeing is there's this 3 across layout, which I would do 3 times. So let's see how this looks right now. I don't need a long description underneath, but I do need a text right here. So I need a title, but I don't need the description. So what I can go ahead and do is just delete the description underneath each one, because I'm only going to be doing a caption. Okay, so I like what I see. To get this set up, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it 2 more times. So now I have 9 images ready to go. 1, 2, 3, whoops, more time. There we go. Okay, all right, so I'm going to start with my first set, and I'm going to add my images that I've already put onto my drive. So I just click the plus, and I'm going to select it for my drive. And the first time, if you recently worked with it, let's see if it shows up under recents. Yes, it does. It shows up under recents because I just recently added it. Okay, I'm going to start with my first set, which I took with my red point and shoot. And let's start with a shallow depth of field. So I'm going to find the shallow one, and I'm going to click insert. Now remember, it crops it. I can't see the full image unless I uncrop it. So click uncrop. Okay, and I'm going to call this shallow. Okay, and for the purpose, yeah, so I'm just going to call it shallow. And then the next one, I'm going to do it again from drive. Go to recent to make it easy on yourself. And then I'm going to find the medium right here. I've already got it labeled, so it makes it really easy. And don't forget to click the, oops. There it is. My bad. There it goes. Okay, medium. And then finally, my third one is going to be my long depth of field. So remember, shallow, it means that it's going to be heavily out of focus, except for one area. Medium means a little bit of out of focus. And then long depth of field means that you're able to see almost everything is in focus. Long, right there. Don't forget to uncrop and title it long. if it really helps you, you're also welcome to put what the f-stop was. That might be helpful for you. For this one, I know it was f 3.5. I know that this one was f 5.6. This is for the red camera. So the f-stops are not as big of a range. F 8, I believe. Okay, so this was for the red camera. So this is probably for a point and shoot, maybe the range you'll be getting. So let's now take some time and we're going to put in the second set. Remember, you have to do 2 sets to show you fully understand it. And I'm going to go ahead and get this set up for you. Okay, so I inserted my second set. I have 2 different subjects. So I have the bottles here, and then I have the pieces of wood here. This is an example from point and shoot, and this is an example from DSLR. You will be just choosing, from your camera source. I just gave 2 examples just that you all had 2 examples to see. But yes, you will be doing 2 subjects. I want you to just take a look too that the point and shoot camera has a shorter range, only from 3.5 to 8, whereas the DSLR has all the way, my DSLR lens has all the way from 1.4 to 32. So there's a much wider range. So if you do have a point and shoot camera, don't worry about it not showing as much as you want it to. This is just a good exercise for you to understand the way Aperture works. So the last segment here is I want to see 3 different ISOs. So I'm going to choose the 3 different ISOs that I've done, which is 100 ISO. So let's look at the first one. Okay, here's my 100 ISO. Make sure it's full frame. And on here, I want you to put ISO, and I want you to put the number here. ISO 100. And then we have ISO 400. And so what you're going to notice with these images is that there's going to be better clarity from the ISO 100 all the way up to 1600. 1600 is going to be the least amount of clarity. It's going to have more grain. And I want you to be able to zoom in on this and really evaluate it when you're working on this project. And finally, we have ISO 1600. Now, depending on your camera, you might be able to go up a lot higher than that. I want you to try to push it as high as you can go where you can still see the image. Okay, so I have my 9 images. This is all I need. I need 2 subjects and then a third subject, but this third subject is going to be showing ISO. It's not going to be showing depth. And then I want you to click publish. And remember, you have to click publish twice because what pops up here are 2 different versions. You have the new version and you have the old version, and you need to review the changes and click publish again. And after you've reviewed the changes and set publish, then you're going to be able to grab the link to your live website and submit it. So here I like it. I'm going to click publish a second time. And finally, the last step is you don't ever want to submit this right here, because if you're submitting this, you're submitting an editing site. See how it says edit right there? I don't want that. I want you to click over on the drop down, view your publish site, and on this publish site, it's going to look different. It's going to actually say your name, portfolio, and photography. You're going to highlight that, control copy, and then submit that to Google Classroom. So for the additional part, in addition to the Aperture and ISO main part of the project, you have the option as well for an extra credit piece called the bonus photograph. The bonus photograph is using a very high ISO at night outside in a dark space to see what you can get. So how do we add that? What you need to do is underneath your ISO images, you're going to bring over one image below. And for me, I have this on my desktop, so I'm going to upload my image. And it is on my desktop. Here it is. This was taken outside at night. You can see the leaves right here, and then this Halloween type of light that was outside. Make sure it's full frame. And we're going to call this bonus photo. And if you wanted to do a quick description, you can. This is a high ISO image taken without a tripod in the backyard. Okay, so I want you to see what your high ISO can get you outside at night to the best of your ability. So I'm going to change also this text to be the heading so it matches my text from above. And then when I'm all done, I'm going to click publish. And don't forget, you need to click publish twice. And of course, once you're all finished putting the bonus image on, you need to select the correct URL up here. It should not be this one. Remember, you have to come to the drop down again and view your publish site and snag that right here by Control C and submit.